In the intricate tapestry of human existence, our natural yearning for connection and a sense of belonging is undeniable. We are fundamentally social beings. Yet, amidst this innate longing, many of us find ourselves trapped in the suffocating grasp of social anxiety. This grip, like a dense fog, obscures our true selves, rendering us fearful and hesitant shells of who we truly are. It often leaves us with profound regrets, a haunting sense of missed opportunities, and a constant feeling of being held back. If you've been ensnared by this experience, there's no need to despair. A different path lies ahead, one where your relationship with social situations can be transformed. My purpose here is to guide you through these struggles, and here I will be walking you through 3 practical principles that you can use to flip the script and start getting what you want out of these social encounters, without the nagging or crippling fear that social anxiety brings. Principle 1. Place no value on the fleeting judgments of strangers. In our modern world, a prevalent source of social anxiety is the fear of judgment from others. It's astonishing how this fear can grip us and how it can manipulate our behavior, causing profound anxiety based on the imagined judgments of both familiar faces and strangers. One catalyst that drives this anxiety is the significance we place on the opinions of others. It's this value we assign to their judgments that ignites the fear, as it thrusts us into a vulnerable position, making us feel compelled to prove ourselves or conceal our insecurities. No matter who you are or what imperfections you may perceive in yourself, granting someone the power to influence your actions by giving their opinion value is an immensely potent act. It's a force that has driven people to commit acts of violence, betray loved ones, or make life-altering choices based on the significance they gave to someone else's judgment. This power has ignited wars, resolved battles, saved lives, and propelled humanity forward in various ways. Yet, intriguingly, social anxiety often leads us to bestow this privilege on people we barely know, or those we wouldn't aspire to be like. Imagine ceding this influence to someone solely based on their appearance or outward presentation. It's widely acknowledged that how someone presents themselves externally doesn't always reflect their true character or emotions. They might be less accomplished, possess an unforgivable flaw, be less virtuous, or less resilient in the face of daily challenges. But because they can put on a convincing facade, we yield to their opinions based solely on what they might think of us. The same principle applies to people we know, and even to ourselves. We must ask, is this person wise? Are they courageous? Do they exercise moderation and temperance? Would I want to be like this individual? If the answer is no to all these questions, what value lies in their opinion? Keep in mind, it's essential to recognize that nobody is flawless, and encountering an individual who embodies all these qualities is a rare occurrence. Rather than degrading everyone who doesn't meet these criteria and devaluing their value as a human, simply keep these questions in mind when you assess the worth of someone's opinion. If they fall short in every evaluation, ponder deeply whether their opinion truly earns your consideration. When in any social situation where new people are met, tell yourself that at least on a personal level, the opinions of these people have no value to me, and they hold no weight over what I choose to do. Remind yourself that this power over you must be earned, not handed out freely. When you consistently apply this rule, though you may still feel anxiety poking its head while in social situations, the crippling fear of others' opinions will be significantly blunted. And for those who do meet your standards, let your respect and admiration outweigh any fear you may have. Principle 2. Shift your gaze from internal turmoil to the external world. Experiencing social anxiety can sometimes lead to a narrow, tunnel vision-like focus. You might find yourself fixated on your phone or some distant object. Or if in an activity-based setting, you may mask your anxiety by giving off the illusion that you're busy or focused on your work, all while being hesitant to shift your gaze or engage with others in the social setting. In this state, you're trapped within your thoughts. Wrestling with insecurities and self-judgment, your mental landscape becomes entirely self-centered and self-scrutinizing. I offer a practice that involves changing your thoughts from being self-centered to looking outwards at your environment and at the people around you. By doing this, you can transform your self-critical thoughts into curiosity and relaxation, weakening the feeling of social anxiety. For instance, imagine you're navigating a store and anxiety starts to bubble. You catch yourself fixating your gaze straight ahead or at your phone as you unconsciously react to social discomfort. Self-critical thoughts start flooding in, intensifying your anxiety. Later, in the safety of your vehicle, you breathe a sigh of relief, and you dread the next time you must go through that again. Let's rewind to the moment when anxiety first gripped you in the store. Rather than succumbing to this reaction, we want to do the opposite. As soon as this feeling creeps in, take your thoughts outward. Relax any overly stiff muscles in your face and torso, and take slow, deep breaths. Glance at the products on the shelf and ponder on them. Who made these? How were they made? If I were tasked to create this, how would I go about it? Glance at the people around you. Don't stare. Just a slow, short glance, then return back to center. Ask yourself, what are they thinking? Based on their facial expression and body language, how is their day going? To your relief, you may even notice that they are giving you no mind. They are in their own world, with their own thoughts, dealing with their own problems and tasks, and you are not a part of that. The same approach applies to social gatherings or parties. Rather than sitting in your corner burying your head in your phone and dwelling on self-centered thoughts, lift your head, ease your posture, and take a look around. Consider, how is the event going? What's the vibe here? How are people feeling? There is an infinite number of stories in your environment that can be thought about and pondered on. Keep in mind that the ultimate goal is to redirect your thoughts outward, away from self-centered introspection. Again, you may even notice that these people are all in their own world. They aren't thinking about you or, depending on the event, even care about you. Principle 3. Your mind is your greatest mentor. Many of us tend to view social anxiety as a burdensome and negative emotion, often wishing it would simply disappear from our lives. However, it's crucial to recognize that our minds and bodies don't always create such feelings for the sole purpose of hindering us. Sometimes, they often serve as valuable signals or warnings, signaling the need for change in our lives. Social anxiety, at its core, isn't just a paralyzing fear. It may be a call to action from within ourselves. It's a way for our psyche to communicate that there are unresolved issues, unmet needs, or important changes waiting to be addressed. When we disregard these internal alarms, our bodies react with anxiety in an attempt to motivate us to take action. When this is understood, you realize that this anxiety you feel isn't an enemy. It may be a friend in disguise, pushing us to confront our fears, make necessary changes, or answer the questions that have been looming in the background. It's a natural response that arises when we're avoiding something important, urging us to acknowledge and address what's causing this unease. Consider this. Imagine you're talking to your close friends, and this brings little to no anxiety. But when you're faced with someone new, that familiar sense of unease creeps in. Instead of dismissing it as a nuisance, recognize it as your mind's way of signaling that you might have been sticking to your comfort zone for too long. It's urging you to broaden your horizons, and engage with new individuals, eager for the potential of opening up exciting new experiences and opportunities in your life. Say, in your interactions with different people, you start to notice a recurring pattern. Whenever a specific question or topic comes up, your anxiety surges. It's not a one-time fluke. It happens repeatedly. What could this mean? It may be your mind pointing you towards something significant. It's signaling that there's an unresolved issue or a question that demands your attention, something that you've been avoiding or need to face head-on. Instead of evading it, consider this as an invitation to engage in self-reflection and find a resolution. Embrace it as an invitation to confront and come to terms with whatever has been lingering beneath the surface. We see that social anxiety isn't just a straightforward black and white fear that should automatically be interpreted as a bad thing. Sometimes our minds can be our most insightful mentors. If we're open to listening, they can offer invaluable guidance about our flaws, areas that require improvement, and issues that need our attention. As we conclude our exploration of these principles for conquering social anxiety, remember that this journey is a testament to your strength and resilience. I hope these principles can serve as your guiding light, illuminating the way forward as you navigate the intricate tapestry of human connection. Embrace the power of Principle 1, and let it remind you that individuals must earn the right to sway you. Let Principle 2 beckon you to shift your focus outward, allowing curiosity and connection to replace self-doubt and worry. Finally, have Principle 3 reveal that your mind, rather than your enemy, can be your greatest mentor, guiding you toward personal growth and self-discovery. As you implement these principles into your life, remember that change is a journey, not an overnight transformation. Please, be patient and compassionate with yourself. You are on a path of self-discovery and growth. The journey to overcoming social anxiety is a profound one, and you will be a stronger and more resilient person having gone through it. It starts with taking the first step.